So it seems that many companies have done a 180 and went from physical to all virtual spaces. I don't know how many of our participants are experiencing that in their work life, and there's all kinds of hybrid versions of that. Coming in 1 day a week and working at home the rest. How do you suggest that companies create a bond, and whether they're how do you bridge that space, whether they're at home or in the physical workspace?
I have some personal experience with this, and I'll start with what I realized I didn't do very well. My biggest lesson in having remote employees, eh, I have a hybrid model, so remote employees and then some in the office. I find that having people on a Zoom conference with employees who are in the room physically creates a kind of an uneven playing field when it comes to the communication within the meeting. So my message, my biggest tip is, if you're going to have a hybrid model or remote employees at all, just go all or nothing. Have your program structured and your policies and your methods set up so that everyone is playing equally, and meetings are Zoom. If anybody's remote, then everybody's on a Zoom meeting from wherever they are, even if they're sitting in the office right next to you. And communication and collaboration tools, again, just making sure the whole program is set up so that someone sitting in a home office is not at any disadvantage to those who are working in the physical office.
Great point. That takes some resources to do as well, doesn't it?
It does, and there are so many resources that are pretty, out there now, cost effective and quick, cloud-based, so quick to implement, but it takes a little bit of effort to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'd like to add that, yesterday I was thinking about, I'm a big proponent of how much leadership is like parenting. And I talk about that all the time. And the way I'm tying that into this question Julie asked is this. For those of you on this call who are parents, imagine if you have a child of high school age or younger, or have had a child of high school age or younger, and all of a sudden you had to start virtually parenting them. And think about what would change, right? Think about the things, the advantages you have when you're a physical parent that you would not have as a virtual parent. And that's the exact way you have to look at virtual engagement and virtual leadership, because whatever styles or strategies you use to be an effective parent, you're hindered. But there are options. So I just wanted to give everybody that perspective, because it did occur to me yesterday that could be a good way to frame it for people to know where to start.
That's such a great point. And I think it's so critical to be carving out